Sword World has recently undergone a major renewal. Typically, upgrading a TTRPG leads to an increase in rules and data, as designers aim to improve the game's enjoyment, scope, and satisfaction beyond the previous version. However, the creators of Sword World 2.5 have made a conscious effort to minimize changes, adjustments, and extensions to the rules and data. The creators' team underwent some changes, but Keikitazawa, Tanaka Kuji, Akita Miyabi, Sanai Fujisawa, and Tadaki Kawahito remained. Beta Yuli Kurosaki and Jun Kawabata were added to the team. The various rules of the game have been carefully balanced by the creators, who aim to remove some overly strong combinations. Additionally, the new Fellows mechanic was added to allow players to enjoy adventures with other PCs who are not present by converting their player character data to that of a Fellow. The Fellow also gains experience points and rewards after completing the adventure, making it a convenient option for players who cannot join the table that day. Nevertheless, the most significant change is the relocation of the primary setting to the new Alflame continent. This new continent has various unique elements. Magic trains are a key element. They may seem out of place in a fantasy world, but for the reader, they evoke nostalgia and excitement. They are a means of traveling to distant lands that you couldn't reach by walking and thus give off an air of adventure. The team considered compiling the book into one large format volume but decided against it due to its impractical size of 800 pages in B5 size, which would require an encyclopedia-like spine. Various elements of Sword World 2.0 were reorganized, and some combat feats were adjusted. Data compatibility between Sword World 2.0 and Sword World 2.5 was mostly maintained, meaning existing supplements for Sword World 2.0 remained useful about 90% of the time, as the Game Master can easily convert from one edition to the next. Therefore, players who have been playing Sword World 2.0 should be able to integrate Sword World 2.5 with minimal issues. Vice City was created as a supplement for Sword World 2.5. The development team's goal was to create a campaign that could be played by one person without any difficulties. However, as the development progressed, the rules, data, worldview, and storyline became more varied, and the campaign became more complex. Despite this, the team continued to work on developing a campaign that could be played by a single player. Vice City was also set to correct mistakes of the 2.0 supplement Mist Castle. The new Vice City was designed to be easier to play and more accessible to players while still retaining the strong storytelling elements of the original campaign. The development process for Vice City involved extensive playtesting to ensure that the campaign was balanced and enjoyable. The team also added new and integrated already existing systems into the campaign, such as the Fellow system, to make the game more interesting and engaging for players. The game was designed to be played with only Core Rulebook 1 and the Vice City supplement. One of the unique features of Vice City is its emphasis on player-created content. Players are encouraged to draw their own map of the town and are given instructions on where to go and what to do to advance the story. The campaign also includes a system for creating a Fellow who will accompany the player on their adventures. Overall, Vice City represents a new direction for Sword World 2.5, with a focus on accessibility and player engagement. 5 campaign books were released for Sword World 2.5, each showcasing different aspects of the game. From the tragic, Fellow-focused Damon's Line campaign to the sea-centric Ancient Blue, each introduced unique systems that can also be used in normal games. As with Part 3, please check out our already released video on main supplements. In the video, we go into detail about their content and the logic behind their creation. The character building book was released in June 2020 after more than 6 months of conception and planning. It served as a character creation supplement for Sword World 2.5. The book included instructions, tables, and illustrations to make character creation easier and more streamlined. Part 1 provided examples for character creation, Part 2 contained the rules for this new character creation process, while Part 3 contained data on weapons, armor, combat feats, and spells up to 4th level. The author, Keikitazawa, brainstormed the book based on the concepts of easy character creation, useful reference data, and creation of dramatic characters. The book was designed with newcomers to the game in mind, adding plenty of illustrations. The creed of the characters was taken from the TTRPG Gehenna Anastasis by Tanaka Kuji. The book was the most brain-intensive book in recent years, and the team tried their best to make it easy for anyone to enjoy. The playing environment of TTRPGs, including Sword World 2.5, has been changing drastically in recent years, and the creators aim to produce a book that is faithful to the current times. The Outlaw Profile book was released in the summer of 2021. It contains a collection of new character races, the ability to play as vagrants, people who work outside of adventurers' guilds, and data that can be used to create characters easily and dramatically. Unlike the previous year's character building book, the Outlaw Profile book focuses on creating outlaw characters who are a little different from the norm. The book includes new combat feats and various backstories, providing as many options as possible for players, including those who prefer doing errands. Additionally, the supplement supports frontier characters in terms of their affiliations and specialties. The creation of the book involved a lot of discussion and brainstorming among the authors, who were trying to come up with new variations of player characters. Group SNE first released tour-like world guides for Sword World 2.0. Tour-like guides focus on one particular city or kingdom, along with several scenarios. For Sword World 2.0, Group SNE released Tour Leferia and Tour Leos, while Sword World 2.5 had 4 tour-like books, ranging from Start Guide Granzel to the School of Wizardry Usais. In 2023, Group SNE switched to Natural History style books, starting with the release of Natural History of Burlight. Natural History style books contain information about an entire region, including local schools, items, and in contrast to the Sword World 2.0 Natural History books, also includes scenarios. Only time will tell if future Sword World 2.5 and Natural Histories will adhere to this format. Duo Adventure is a supplement campaign for 2 players, released in the summer of 2022. The campaign features 2 pre-generated characters and focuses on players discussing how to tackle the scenario together. While the characters are fixed, their personality depends on the player. The campaign aims to create a unique story for each player. Set in the Randall region, where many small states exist, some of which are in a state of disorder, the scenario follows them as they travel to decide who will be the next ruler of the kingdom. The campaign is story-driven and gamebook-like, with no repetitive elements. It can also be played solo or with more than 2 players, in which case others will assist the prince and/or princess, adding depth to their relationships. Arcane Relic is a major supplement for Sword World 2.5 that was released in July 2023. The supplement introduces an expansion of playable races and the addition of new item data. The book contains data on the new playable races as well as treasures. The supplement is the 5th major release in the Sword World 2.5 series and is highly recommended for all adventurers. With Arcane Relic, we have reached the present. Many may wonder what the future will have in store for Sword World. As with many things, only time will tell. There aren't any signs that Group SNE plans on abandoning Sword World, and with Sword World 2.5 still being fairly young, a new edition isn't on the horizon. We can only speculate at this point. Maybe a future supplement will bring playable barbarous races back to the table? Maybe an Age of Grimoire-style supplement that will bring players to the Magitech civilization period? Only the folks at Group SNE know what is truly down the pipeline. Needless to say, Group SNE is sure to find new ways to surprise players and expand Sword World with new and fresh ideas. If patterns persist, we shouldn't expect Sword World 3.0 in the near future either, as the new editions have been historically released around the 10th or 20th anniversary of the previous edition. As Sword World 2.5 was released in 2018, we shouldn't expect a new edition until 2028. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey across different continents, time periods, and game systems. Be sure to check out our channel for all Sword World related content, including assistance for new players, lore guides, and replays.